you're having a good week or had a good week. Today's Friday. Actually, today's Thursday, but I'm gonna upload this on Friday, so happy Friday, guys. Today, I'm gonna talk to you about some nerdy stuff. I wanna talk to you about
hair
care
products.
Specifically, I wanna talk to you about professional shampoos versus drugstore shampoos. Are they worth it? Is it worth that much money? The answer is, the truth is, I can't answer that for you. What I'm gonna do today is give you all the information that I have, which is, there's still a lot more information out there. You can do your own research if you want, but I'm gonna tell you everything that I know, then you can make up your mind and make the decision for yourself. Because I don't want to just say it depends, because it sounds lame, but it's true. It really does depend. There's a lot of factors that go into whether or not professional shampoo is worth it. Let's start with a little analogy, okay? Let's pretend for a minute that we're talking about
Wine.
because this is very similar. Wine, there is a wide range of prices, right? You can get a 40,000 bottle of Romani Conti, right? Or, there's some wines that go for well over hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can also get like a bottle of $3 Chuck from Trader Joe's, and that stuff's pretty good. Having such a wide price scale, all wine is still made of the same basic ingredients, right?
It's grapes.
And some other things, but mostly it's grapes. And it's made using a very similar process. Some people tweak theirs one way or another.
Oh, we only do it this time, and
We only do this method.
It's all basically the same process of making it. And shampoos are very similar. When you break it down, it's all soap. So, having said that, when you're looking for a shampoo, what's the main thing you're looking for? And usually that's the performance. That's how well does it make my hair do what I want it to do. The reason that some shampoos will work better for some people than they will for others has less to do with the shampoo and more to do with your hair's condition and your hair's texture. When I say condition, I mean your hair's health. Have you had your hair highlighted where it's opened up that follicle, or permed? Any kind of chemical treatment on your hair that has opened up your hair follicle? Because it changes the structure of your hair. It receives product differently. Someone who has a full head of highlights that they've been keeping up with for 15 years, next to someone who has virgin hair, it's never been colored or permed or anything, the exact same shampoo will work differently on both of them, based just on their hair texture, based just on their hair condition. The other thing that makes a difference in a shampoo's performance is water. The water you use.
is it hard?
Is it soft?
Hard water has lots of minerals in it, and it doesn't rinse away clean the same way that soft water will. It leaves behind a residue, which will affect the way that your hair feels, its drying time, and how well it styles. And different shampoos will work better with hard water than others, so that's a huge factor in a shampoo's performance. The most important thing to realize about the difference between professional shampoo and store-bought shampoo is that what your stylist tells you when they say,
Oh, this is really not that expensive because it's so much more concentrated.
that's true. That is so true. If you go to Walmart and pick up a bottle of
Cheapo McCheapy-son shampoo, 78 cents a bottle.
or whatever, and you shake it, it sounds like water. Because most of it is water. Now, does that mean it's not gonna clean your hair? No, it'll wash your hair. That just means that it's been watered down a lot to expand it. So when you buy a professional product and you shake it, It's a lot thicker viscosity. It's not going to
Sound like your stomach does after you drink a bunch of water and try to jog.
it's going to be a real slow movement from one end of the bottle to the other. It's all those thick, good fixins in there. Hot chocolate. One of the reasons that a lot of store-bought shampoos are more expensive is because they're mostly water and they have more sulfates in them and less minerals and oils and things that are highly nutritious for your hair. Now, having said that, what are sulfates?
What are sulfates?
Why are they so bad? Sulfates are salt. Salt, that's it. It's a salt. It's not table salt, it's a different kind of salt. But it is what creates the lather in a shampoo, okay? So if you've ever used a shampoo and you're like, this shampoo just won't give me a good lather, it's probably sulfate free. They have other things that can create lather that they are putting in them, but they still won't lather the way, you're not gonna get a big old head full of bubbles like you do with a good old sulfate shampoo, okay? Do you know that sulfates are used in dyeing wool? Isn't that interesting? So the way that works and how that affects hair color is actually very interesting. They put the sulfate solution on the lamb's wool and then they will put the dye on it and then they heat it up. On a molecular level, it fills in the gaps and helps that dye really stick. It's like a primer. That's it. Sulfates are like a primer. So what happens there is the dye sticks to the sulfates and then it stays in the wool. If sulfates help dye to stay in wool, then why do they make hair dye fade faster from your hair? Because in both situations, the dye is sticking to the sulfate and then the sulfate either sticks to the wool or rinses out with the soap of your hair. Does that make sense? Is that just like a light bulb going off? Because I remember when I heard this, I was like,
Got it. Got it. Makes sense.
so sulfates, only time they're really bad is if you have color treated hair. If you have like highlights that are not toned and you don't have to worry about a toner washing out quickly, you can use a shampoo with a sulfate in it. If you have virgin hair that's never been colored, sulfates are not gonna hurt you. They're just gonna give you a nice big lather and make you feel real clean. So I think those are the most important factors. There are a lot of other things that go into professional shampoos, but it's hard for me to address all of those right now because there's so many. And I try to keep these videos kind of short. Having said that, those are the basic, very basic fundamental factors for determining if professional shampoos are worth it or not for you. Do you have colored hair? Do you have highlighted or permed hair? If so, you'll probably do better with a professional hair product. If not, then the most heartbreaking thing as a stylist was when you spent 3 or 4 hours on someone's color correction and you got it from black to a perfect taupey blonde or whatever the color correction was. And they went home and used, I'm not gonna say a name, but used some store-bought shampoo and that color all just right out. All that work. If you just spent $300, $400 on your hair color or more, don't skimp when it comes time to shampoo. That is really where it's worth it because it will make a huge difference in the longevity of your color. Having said that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a lovely weekend. See you Monday. Bye guys!